BloomBurrow has dropped a lot of drama at the feet of Magic the Gathering players. The closer we get to the release, the more there seems to be. Today's video will break down into two parts. One, talking about BloomBurrow, and of course, taking a look at some spoilers. Stick around, we got a lot to cover today. It's so interesting how some Magic the Gathering sets, they drop without a care in the world. Players have no complaints, they're just kind of like, it's a set. Think about Murders at Karlov Manor. They complained about the story and kind of the artwork, but the cards were kind of mediocre at best and no player really jumped in on it. When we look at things like the Lost Caverns of Ixalan or the Outlaws of Thunder Junction, it usually wasn't the card mechanics that got players going so much as it was the story and players just didn't really go there. Well, BloomBurrow's different. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thank you again for hanging out with me on the channel today. A reminder, if you enjoy today's content, to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on that notification bell because we have new content every single day. Please excuse the Moxman, a little bit under the weather. I will do my best to stay on top of everything for you here and keep the same enthusiasm going. So, BloomBurrow. Guys, this has been the talk of the town ever since we got the first initial spoilers and leaks coming out. Now, that also says that we had a difference of opinion when it came to sales. A lot of players didn't jump on board with pre-ordering, and it really is coming back to bite a lot of people who now have to wait until the actual official release date because they can't pre-order ahead of time. And this will mainly affect things like bundles, starter packs, and in some cases play booster boxes depending on where you are. I still have heard no issue with collector boxes, but it kind of came around because players kind of fall into two camps when you look at cards from BloomBurrow. They're going to say it's power creep and I don't care about it. It's ridiculous and it's overpowered and Wizards is overstepping and breaking the game. And then you have the second crowd, which is like, I'm just excited. This set looks so awesome. It's finally something I'm looking forward to and I can't wait to dive in and play with these furry animals from the valley and make everything come down and just be the way I want it to be. It's excitement. And when you look at those two groups, depending on what camp you fall in, or maybe somewhere in the middle where you kind of go, it's a little too powerful, but yeah, it does look pretty good. That wired up a lot of players into buying the cards, into buying the actual set, to start pre-ordering, opening wallets, and get things going. Which means overall, players are very pleased with this set. No matter what you may be hearing, no matter where it may be falling, the sales numbers are telling us that it's a very popular set. That the pre-order numbers are way higher than normal, and of course, the one thing players are seeming to not really calculate in is it's going to be around for a couple of years. Nothing here is going to disappear. The bundle packs and the starter kits may not be reprinted, right? I'm going to tell you that flat out. Those usually don't get reprinted from what I understand. But at the same time, all the play booster boxes, all the singles, those are going to be around for the next couple of years. The commander decks, if they're good enough, they're going to get a reprint. Now, Wizards of the Coast has really tightened up allocation. They're giving this false sense of scarcity to a lot of their market for Magic the Gathering cards when they first drop now. That's not the true evaluation of what's going on in the market, but that is the evaluation at the moment. When somebody looks, they go, I can't find anything. I can't get this. That builds on your innate feeling of FOMO, of that desire to buy these cards and get in there and get them now. Players who have been around the game a long time will have the patience to understand what's going on, but newer players, and there are quite a few newer players, don't understand the market they're jumping into and are paying inflated prices in some cases to get these cards. It's very interesting to see how this is going to play out, and I can't wait to see people's comments in the comment section because it is changing weekly the closer we get to BloomBurrow to how players are feeling about these products. So let's now take a look at a few spoilers. Now that we've kind of gone over what's going on in the market and how players feel, let's take a look at some of the spoilers of the upcoming cards, and you'll tell me, are they overpowered? Well, here, let's take a look. So the first card we're looking at today is the Valley Floodcaller. Now, for 1 blue and 2 generic, this 2/2 Otter Wizard has Flash. It also says you may cast non-creature spells as though they had Flash. That means your sorceries and board wipes could be cast basically any time, and that is something to be aware of. This is a very powerful card. Now, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, birds, frogs, otters, and rats you control get +1/+1 until end of turn, and you untap them. You can see here the multi-usage of this card can make it seem very powerful on the surface, assuming you have the mana supply to really get a card like this going. It's something you don't want to ignore if you're playing in Standard, because cards like this are going to see play, and players are going to seek these kind of cards out because of the actual versatility they'll offer in their deck construction ideas. Love the card. Now, our next card is Balin, the Haymaker. Now, with this particular card, being as a 4/3, it's a legendary creature, Rabbit Warrior, for 1 white, 1 red, and 1 green. Now, it says tap 2 untapped tokens you control. Add 1 mana of any color. Tap 3 untapped tokens you control and draw a card. Tap 4 untapped tokens you control. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on Balin, the Haymaker. And of course, it gains trample until end of turn. When I looked at this card, I'm not sure what you guys were thinking, but I started thinking about Hazazon Tamar and the new version of Hazazon we saw, because this color wheel fits in perfectly with all the Sand Warrior tokens you could get, and the sheer volume of tokens means a card like Balin will fit in very well and offer a real level of power, as this card gets pumped up very quickly, as well as card draw. I mean, this just gives you a lot, not to mention a mana supply boost if you need it to get even bigger bombs on the battlefield. Don't ignore cards like this in Commander. It's going to be a card that gets sought after, for the sense it's not going to be an expensive card, but it offers a little bit of fixing to a deck that may need a little bit of help. I like the card, but it definitely seems Commander focused to me. Now, our next card is for the common good. This one caught my eye right away. I couldn't wait to talk to you guys about it. So it's 1 green plus XX, and it's a sorcery. And it says create X tokens that are copies of target token you control. When tokens you control gain indestructible. See, they gain indestructible until your next turn, and you gain 1 life for each token you control, depending on what you're building and how you can do it. This it can be used in a general standard game. Don't get me wrong, it can be used in modern. But I'm looking at this again as a commander card. I'm looking at saying, I can fit this into a few of my green beastie decks. I have all kinds of token creation, and before you know it, I'm getting bigger, badder tokens, and I'm getting indestructible, and I'm gaining life if I'm low. This is one of those cards that just offers players the opportunity to really break out some new combinations. I love the card, okay? It's going to fit into a lot of decks. Now our next one. This is Helga, the Skittish Seer. Again, this is a 1/3 legendary creature, frog druid. Look at these multi-things, right? Because it fits in with druids, it fits in with frogs, you're going to get animals. Okay. 1 blue, 1 white, 1 green. Now this card is a 1/3, and it says whenever you cast a creature spell with mana value 4 or greater, you draw a card, gain 1 life, and put a +1/+1 counter on Helga. So she's getting bigger, you're drawing cards, and you're getting +1/+1. That's disgusting to say the least. And we all know this card probably is not a standard exclusive card. People are thinking about this for Commander right away. It shows where Wizards of the Coast, their mindset is still geared toward Commander being the most popular format, but they really need to bring things back to standard, because then you're going to buy 4 of instead of 1 ofs, right? Anyway, it does say also tap to add X mana to your mana pool of 1 color, where X is Helga's power. Spend this mana only to cast creature spells with mana 4 or greater value. See, it's very cool to be able to cast her out, build up your creatures, and then be able to get bigger and bigger creatures as her mana supply keeps growing. I love the card. Great card. Now let's take a look at our last one. And this is Dragonhawk, Fate's Tempest. To me, it looks like a wild rooster. Okay, I know, crazy. It's a bird dragon. For 2 red, 3 generic, this 5/5 legendary dragon, bird, I can't help it guys, says flying. Whenever Dragonhawk enters or attacks, exile the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater. You may play those cards until your next end step. At the beginning of your next end step, Dragonhawk deals 2 damage to each opponent for each of those cards that are still exiled. So you win if you cast them, and you win if you don't. This kind of card is going to be used a lot in Standard. It probably will find a home in some Dragon decks like Mini Mox, and you're going to see something a little bit special from where people will construct with this in ways we haven't even devised yet. This card has a lot more longevity to it than I think people realize, and this is one of those cards that initially is going to be overpriced, but the price will come down. Keep that in mind. Now, I have to admit that on the surface, a lot of these cards that we're seeing right now from BloomBurrow seem very powerful. But when I've compared them against other cards, and I think about the playability and the options available to do card removal, creature removal, and control spells, it just seems like it's still fairly in balance with what I would have expected from a set that's slowly creeping up in power, because a lot of Magic sets are slowly creeping up as they try to reinvent the wheel, keep the game creative, and keep us all excited about each upcoming set. So a set like this, To me, it hits home, but that's just me as a player. I can't wait to see what all of you guys think about these new spoilers, the upcoming set, and where you fall and which side of this coin are you going to go. So thank you again for hanging out with me today for another video. I hope you guys enjoyed being here as much as I did, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for another video because, hey, we put out content every single day. Guys, have a great one. Shop smart, shop S-smart. And yeah, that's a reference to a 1993 movie, Army of Darkness. I'll see you guys then. You know what gets me at the end of the video? I wonder how many people watch all these amazing people, all these names go by. These are the patrons, the YouTube membership members who support this channel and allow for daily uploaded content. I know a lot of people just let it just blow by. Maybe they're going to watch the Ramble Jamble. Maybe they're going to get to something and they're like, who are all these people? These are the people who make it happen here on the channel. And I got to take a moment every single day for every single video to thank them. Have a great one. Okay, yes. The Moxman is sick. I know. But as you can see, it doesn't really keep me down the same way you would expect it to. At least today I'm not as snotty as I was earlier. So I'm kind of up and standing, which is not bad. I should be on the live stream tonight if you're watching this video on Monday. Actually, no, this is a Monday video, so you're going to see if I was alive on the live stream or if I made it that far. Oh, I'm foretelling the future like Nostradamus, or I'm getting myself confused just because I'm not feeling well. Either way, victory is assured, my friends. Guys, have a great one. I will see you later. Enjoy the day. Sorry, brain's all like muddled up.